Hi guys, it's Stock Curry, and today I've got some more signals that a market correction is about to happen. I also have 14 stock picks and one cryptocurrency pick for you, as well as an update on AMC. So let's get into it! Alright, the first bit of market news that you need to know about is the fact that pandemic cases are rising. They are higher than they were when the country shut down the first time. Germany with financial education thinks the economy might shut down in the next 3 weeks. This is another sign that we might get a market correction in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Also, Tom DeMark's technical analysis is showing a pullback coming to the S&P and NASDAQ soon. His triggers for a correction will be the S&P closing above 4,430 and the QQQ closing above 369. Now on to some good news. The CDC issued a new eviction ban that is effective through October 3rd. That will keep about 11 million Americans who are behind on rent from being evicted. This new eviction ban also delays the inevitable bubble burst in the housing market. Alright, let's get into our stock picks. Now, for those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Stock Curry. I used to work as an analyst for some large investment banks, and now I analyze stock picks on YouTube. Every day I watch hours of YouTube videos, and then I consolidate all of the stock picks from the top YouTubers into a single video. I give you both the cliff notes on their stock picks as well as my analysis on their stock picks. Now, if anything I talk about today piques your interest, make sure you listen to who I say talked about that stock, and then go watch their video to get the full details on what they said. Now, all I ask for putting all of this together for you guys is that you hit that like button, subscribe, and follow the page so that you can get notified when I release my next video. In fact, I'll give you 5 seconds to do that right now. Alright, before we get into today's stock picks, I just want to remind you that I am not a financial advisor, and none of the YouTubers I analyze are financial advisors either. Nothing I talk about today is a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold. These are just my opinions, which may or may not be accurate. Please do your own research before investing in any asset. Now, if you're wondering what you're looking at right now, this is the Webull desktop app. Webull is the app that I use for my trading, and it is also the app that I use in all of my videos. If you'd like to get 2 free stocks worth up to $2,300, you can sign up for Webull using my link in the description below. When you sign up using my link in the description below and deposit just $100, Webull is going to send you 2 free stocks worth up to $2,300. Alright, let's get into today's stock picks. And first up is ETH. This is Ethereum. EIP 1559 was pushed back to Thursday, August 5th. EIP 1559 is designed to reduce the supply of Ether and sharply boost its price over time. The price of ETH has been dropping over the past 3 days, and the technicals are starting to turn bearish in the short term. The weekly chart still looks very bullish, and the monthly chart still looks bearish. So it'll be interesting to see what happens to ETH over time once EIP 1559 is implemented. I continue to hold ETH in my long-term portfolio, but I do not have any ETH in my short-term portfolio. Next up is AAPL. This is Apple. StockMo likes AAPL for a long-term hold. He has a 2-year $200 price target on AAPL. Now, in the short term, AAPL might drop with an overall market correction, but in the long term, it should perform well. Next up is ABNB. This is Airbnb. StockMo thinks more shutdowns and pandemic fears are going to keep ABNB down for the time being. But once we get through the pandemic, StockMo thinks ABNB is going to run up. StockMo is buying ABNB at current prices, but this is a very long-term hold for him. Okay, next up is AMC, and this is AMC Movie Theaters. It's been a while since I gave you an update on AMC, so let's talk about it. First of all, as Keenan Grace pointed out, the short squeeze has not yet happened. And the short squeeze won't happen until shorts actually cover the shares that they are shorting. Now, technically, AMC is at a key level of support here. AMC will often bounce off of the $32 support level. And this time, the $32 support level happens to be very close to the 100-day EMA. So that will provide further support to AMC's share price. Now, on the flip side, AMC has formed a technical pattern called an inverse cup and handle. Here's the cup, and here's the handle. This is a bearish pattern, and it is accurate about 65% of the time. So we have a 65% chance of AMC continuing to drop from here in the short term. If AMC drops and does not bounce, then we can expect a drop of about 1.5 times the length of the handle. The handle is $10 from top to bottom, so we can expect a $15 drop in AMC from here if the inverse cup and handle pattern plays out. If it does, then that would give AMC a bottom of around $18. $18 just so happens to be where the 300-day EMA is at right now. And again, that is only if the inverse cup and handle plays out. There's still a 35% chance that AMC will ignore the inverse cup and handle pattern and bounce off of the 100-day EMA. I am still holding my AMC shares and I will not be selling. If AMC does drop down to $18, then I will see that as a huge buying opportunity. Next up is AMD. This is Advanced Micro Devices, better known as AMD. Chris Sain's option play performed very well today. AMD did not follow its normal pattern, so the 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. play that I gave you may not have worked out. But if you did buy an AMD call option Tuesday morning and held it a little bit longer, you would have done very well with this play. I personally sold my AMD stock today at around $111. When AMD hit $114.50, I purchased a bearish call credit spread. A call credit spread is an option play that makes money if the stock goes down. My break even is $114.45. If AMD closes at or below $114.45 on August 20th, then I will make money on this play. If you want to know everything I'm buying and selling, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I post everything I buy and sell within minutes of making the trade on Facebook and Twitter. You can follow me at Real Scott Curry. Next up is AMZN. This is Amazon. The traveling trader really likes AMZN at the current price. AMZN dropped after earnings, as it often does, and now looks like it has bottomed out and is ready to start going back up. Since AMZN is already down over 10% from its high, the traveling trader is not worried about a market correction affecting the stock too much. Technically, AMZN really looks good right now, and I would be comfortable buying in here for a long-term hold. I would not do a short-term trade at AMZN though, because it could still drop a little lower if the stock market corrects. Next, we have CRSR. This is Corsair Gaming. They're a hardware manufacturer for computer-based gaming and game streaming. Jeremy with Financial Education reviewed CRSR's earnings today. CRSR dropped over 6% after they reported earnings. Earnings beat the consensus estimates, but the growth was not as fast as we had seen in prior quarters. The slowdown in growth was expected due to known issues such as graphic card shortages, logistics issues, and port delays. After today's drop, the forward PE ratio is at 14.97. The candle is below the 300-day EMA and the RSI is at 28, which is oversold. Jeremy with Financial Education took this as a dip buying opportunity and he added on to his CRSR position today. Jeremy with Financial Education still likes CRSR at any price below $30. Jeremy is also considering buying a leap call option on CRSR. Next up is DIS. This is Disney. Keen and Grace explained how DIS has gone down a little bit due to Scarlett Johansson's lawsuit. Keen and Grace said this dip is bringing DIS down into a buy zone. I personally think DIS is still too high of a price right now. The forward PE ratio is 73, which is too high in my opinion. Earnings should be coming out next week, so we'll have to see how DIS responds to its Q3 earnings. Next up is DKNG. This is DraftKings. They're an online sports betting company. StockMo still likes DKNG, but there are some risks with this stock. DKNG will only perform well if the country reopens, sports start up again, and people are able to bet on those sports. If the rising cases from the pandemic cause more shutdowns, then that could cause DKNG to continue dropping further. StockMo said that if things don't go right for DKNG, then this stock will drop back down into the 30s. Also, earnings are coming out on Friday before the opening bell, so keep your eye out for those. Next up is GS. This is Goldman Sachs. StockMo really likes GS for a long-term hold, and I like it as well. The forward PE ratio is only 7.18. The stock has been trading flat for the past few months, which gives you a great buy-in opportunity before it runs up again. Technically, GS continues to have really good momentum. It is overbought on the monthly chart, but that's just because it ran up so much this year with great earnings. GS has been running up because their revenues and earnings have been significantly higher than they were in the past. In Q2, their earnings jumped 2,612% year over year. That is insane growth for an investment bank. Of course, GS will drop hard and fast if they have a bad quarter. But for now, GS looks like it's a great stock to own. Next up is HOOD. This is Robinhood. HOOD skyrocketed on Tuesday and continued climbing after hours. HOOD was up 24% on the day and was up another 11% after hours for a total gain of 35% on the day. There is only one analyst covering it, and he rated HOOD a buy with a $65 price target. Next up is NCLH. This is Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings. StockMo said this is his riskiest long-term growth stock. I also hold NCLH. NCLH continues to struggle with the pandemic shutdowns, but once we get through all of the shutdowns, NCLH should perform well. StockMo does not think NCLH will start performing well until 2023 at the earliest. Next up is PINS. This is Pinterest. Keen & Grace opened a January 2022 call option on PINS. I really like that play. PINS was beat down despite beating earnings expectations. This was an overreaction, and a lot of people, including myself, are expecting PINS to rise back up. Next up is PLTR. This is Palantir, and they're a data analytics company. Tom Nash let us know about a Pentagon article that came out where the Pentagon said that they believe that they can predict events days in advance. The technology behind the Pentagon's AI appears to be very similar to Palantir's technology. Now, there's no confirmation that PLTR technology is making the Pentagon report possible, but Tom Nash thinks it's PLTR technology that is behind this. Tom Nash also showed how Sumoto Mitsui has now invested $295 million into PLTR. Tom Nash thinks that is because of Palantir's expansion into Japan. Whatever the reason, it is good to see large institutions adding on to their PLTR positions. That shows a lot of confidence in the company. And last we have XELA. This is XELA. ZipTrader thinks XELA is getting ready to have a second short squeeze. The technicals are all very bullish, and as the stock price continues to run higher, short sellers are going to start covering, and at some point another short squeeze might get triggered. ZipTrader said the stock will have to push past $5.50 before a short squeeze can happen though. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and get a lot out of it. Now if you're looking for a broker to trade with, you can sign up for Webull using my link in the description below. When you sign up using my link in the description below and deposit just $100, Webull's going to send you 2 free stocks worth up to $2,300. And if you're not a U.S. resident, or if you're looking to trade OTC penny stocks, then I recommend Interactive Brokers. Interactive Brokers is a great trading platform. They have commission-free trading in the U.S. and highly discounted trading throughout the rest of the world, with trades starting at just $1 Canadian, 4 euros, or 6 Australian dollars, depending upon where you live. Now, I do have material connections with both Webull and Interactive Brokers, so when you sign up for either one of those, not only are you getting a great broker to trade with, you're also helping me to continue to produce these great videos for you. Now finally, all I ask is that you please hit that like button, subscribe, and follow the page if you haven't done so already. I hope you have a lot of success trading, and I will see you tomorrow.